Okay, here's number 4. Now this is a geometry problem, so let's just read through this. Triangle ABC. Okay, so again with a highlighter, I'd like to go ahead. We've got the A, the B, the C. So the large triangle is a isosceles. Okay, that means two sides are the same when they're even telling you what sides are equal. AB, so we've got the A to B is the same as AC. So it's the same as this one here. So these two are the same. So even with a pen, what I can do, I'll do it in red, is I can mark up. This is the same as that. Okay, so try to mark up the stuff that's given to you. Just makes things a little bit easier in geometry. So AB equals AC. And BC, okay, so we've got this one. So let's go ahead and highlight this one. Do that in green. So this whole thing here in green. Okay, so what's the whole thing? Is 48. Okay, so they give us the measurement 48. Okay, it says the ratio of DE. Okay, so we've got ratios now. So D to E, do this in blue. So we have this one, DE to DF. Okay, DE to DF. So these two is 5 to 7. Okay, so that just means one's going to be 5, one's going to be 7. Now, theoretically, it doesn't really matter what you mark down because whatever they ask you and they say these things, the figure is not drawn to scale, I'll still go ahead and label this between 5 to 7. Which one looks smaller to me? Well, this one looks smaller. So I'll do this in red. So I'll do this one. I'll make this one to 5. And we'll make this one to 7. Okay, because it just looks a little bit bigger, but it says it's not drawn to scale. So, but I just like setting up that way. Okay, and then they're asking, what is the length of DC? Okay, so what they're looking for is they're looking for this part here, straight across. We'll call this one. Okay, so this is what that they're looking for. Okay, so we have the whole thing equals 48. So the whole thing equals 48 there, and we're going to call one X. Okay, this one here, I'm going to do this in blue. This one here, I'm going to call this X. And this is really tricky for a lot of students, and it took me a long time to get this in my head, but this is a way that you have to set them up here. If the whole thing is 48 from one side to the other, this little portion here is X. What you can make on the inside of this one is going to be 48 minus X. So 48 minus X, okay? And the reason that we do that is because that we got to call this something because that we're going to make a ratio. So we're just going to follow what we see here. So we have a ratio of 5 over X, and that equals to the ratio 7 over, and I'll put this in parentheses because I like to keep the terms in parentheses, 48 minus X. 48 minus X. Okay, now we can solve this by cross multiplying, but again, what I want you guys to really get from this one, this is so important in math, is understand if you know the whole length of something and there's two parts, you can always call one X as a variable and the other that number subtracting X. And you have the two parts that equal the whole. Okay, so here we go with this one. The way we're going to do this is to cross multiply. So with my highlighter, we're just going to multiply this is going to equal that. So I'll do the easy one first, 7 times X. Let me back this up and do it black. Okay, X times 7 is 7X. And then that's going to equal, and I'm just going to rewrite it. I've got 5 parentheses 48 minus X. Oops. Okay, and then so we're going to multiply that, and that is going to equal to 48.